When we arrived in this world, we came as refugees. Our homeland was ravaged by demons of our past, and many of our dearest friends sacrificed their lives to give us a fighting chance of survival. Having lost so much, so many, I imagine the people of this world would be sympathetic and help us back on our feet. But I was wrong. The citizens of the Hydra SMP have proven that they care not for those down on their luck, those who are less fortunate from them. They've taunted us, persecuted us, treated us as second-class citizens, all because we remind them of the privilege they don't want to admit they have. We came to this world to escape monsters, and in the end, we've just found more of them. Forgive me of my frustration at all the tracks from the real reason we're gathered here this evening, but I feel like our fallen friends and those whose lives were lost at the hands of the cat murderers would want us to be upset. These injustices are what put them in the ground after all. It is for this reason that myself, Camden, the Kitty Crusader, and the rest of the head Meowncil have constructed a monument, a symbol that serves not just to honor the lives of these martyrs, but one that shows our resilience, that shows our unity, and that will hopefully discourage any further atrocities the people of the Hydra SMP plan to commit in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Monument of the Fallen. Hello everybody, 𝗧𝗛𝗜𝗠𝗘, aka Kimmy here today, and welcome to episode 4 of the Hydra SMP. Last episode, you guys, we went on a fun quest made by Zombidorf. We built the Claw, our first build in the server's minigame district, and we suited up for the first time as the Kitty Crusader in order to rescue the Meowncil from the despicable cat killers. Today, I'm starting at the newest build in another Oasis, the Monument for the Fallen. Seeing as our enemies have amassed a higher kill count than we have graves, I decided to move all of the heads we were, gifted, I guess, into this brand new monument. And you guys, I think this build turned out looking amazing. This might just be my favorite thing that I've ever built in Minecraft before. It looks so realistic. The way I set it into the nether landscape looks so good. It looks like it's been here for a while. And I'm just, I love it so much. But this build, you guys, was no easy feat. This is the exact reason why it's taken me so long to produce this episode for you guys. It's because this thing has taken me like a whole month to build. Because it wasn't just the statue that I built. There was a whole process. So let me walk y'all through that. So I started this build by looking at a tutorial by a YouTuber named TrackTribe, who made this lovely video showing block by block how to build a cat statue. But I didn't want to just use his base. I just wanted to use his build as a reference for what I was eventually going to make. So I built block for block everything in his tutorial. Then I made the ears a bit pointier on top, changed a lot of the block palette, added some iron bars for whiskers, which I think is a nice touch, and then just little stairs and slabs here and there to add a bit more detail to the build. But then after that, as you can see, I built this little arch behind it made out of deep slate, and I think it looks great. It looks like it's kind of coming out of a tunnel almost, but it definitely makes it feel like there's a bit more contrast behind it than just the red, which is everywhere in the nether, so it really makes the statue pop. And then was the part of the build that took me the longest, the landscaping. See, all of these cliff faces surrounding this build, they're all custom. This was made purely by me, block by block. It's not natural generation, and it took me forever. I love landscaping when it's done, but in the process of landscaping, it's such a pain. Especially because I had to get up on scaffolding and climb up to the top to get it to connect to the parts that are naturally generated. Like that part of the nether roof is naturally generated. And obviously there's some bits that are still not very natural looking. It looks like it just cuts off abruptly. And I'm going to fix that in the future, but I thought for now that this was enough. It looks good as it is. But yeah, overall, even though it took me a long time to make this thing, I'm super proud of it. I really, really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys do too. I will leave a link in the description to the tutorial that TrackTribe made that I used as a starting point on this build. So if y'all want to go check that out, go and do that. It was a really great tutorial. I loved it. But a lot has happened on the server since the last episode, and I want to take a moment at the start of this video to catch y'all up on everything that y'all have missed. All the shenanigans, all the builds, everything. First of all, the claw sold out almost immediately after the last episode released. About 2-ish hours after I released the last episode, Alex, Ray, Nettie, and Creeper spent ages throwing away their diamonds into the machine trying to complete their plushie collections. I got nearly a stack of diamond blocks from this gambling game, and I'd love to show y'all them, but I can't. I might have also been a bit of a derp while I was away, and while I was expanding the nether highway for everybody else on the server, I might have kinda accidentally fell into lava and lost all my stuff. This is why I always need to carry totems, and why I will forever refuse to start a hardcore series. It's just not happening. I'm too accident prone. Fortunately, I was able to get brand new tools, a bulk order of totems, and a set of god armor from Ray and Nettie's shop, but it took me all of the diamonds that I earned from the game. So, yeah, that stinks. Don't y'all worry though, because I also recently upgraded lots of rocks, my main source of income in the shopping district, and now I sell a lot more varieties of stone, grass, moss, clay, terracotta, magma, and even the brand new 1.19 mud blocks, which I'm absolutely in love with. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to use them in the nether oasis. They just don't match the nether block palette I'm using. But if I ever need to build something big and natural looking in the overworld, I'm definitely going to be using mud blocks. And speaking of the nether oasis, I also came up with a name for the restaurant build we made in episode 2 finally. I asked y'all to give me some name suggestions, and y'all did. I liked 2 names from the comments, one from Whispering Hawk, who suggested Salmon Bites, and another from Kit, who suggested the Nether Cat Fae. And so I just kind of squished the names together and named the restaurant the Salmon Bites Cat Fae. I love it, so thanks you two for the ideas. I'm gonna need y'all's help again though. I was thinking recently, and I just don't think the Nether Oasis is a suitable name for our home here. That's like saying you live in a forest called Forest, you know? So I'd love it if you guys would leave me some comments on this video with name suggestions for our growing village of cats. Preferably one that reflects our feline roots, but also maybe something that has to do with the Nether. I don't know, I can't think of anything, but maybe y'all can, so leave a comment if you have any ideas. And last but not least, you guys, Schrödinger is hard at work in his little garage over there doing some research on the chimerites that we found in episode 1, the magical crystals and the monsters that are attacking us and hunting us down. And later in this episode, we are going to be having a meeting with the whole of the head of the Meowncil, those of us that are in charge of all of the cats living here in the Nether Oasis. And we are going to discuss what our future plans are for taking on the monsters and possibly even the cat killers back at spawn. So it's going to be a busy evening once we have that meeting. But for the time being, I'm going to be working on a lot of infrastructure around town. And when I mean infrastructure, I mean, of course, like lampposts and sidewalks and bridges and trees and a lot of stuff just to make the area look nicer. But also houses, because yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of sharing my home with all these guys. Don't get me wrong, all these cats and dogs are very, very lovely. They're super fun to hang out with, but they're a little loud and oh my gosh, y'all have no idea how much cat hair I've got to get off these couches and rugs and everything. It's oh gosh. I can't talk about it. It's too much. I get PTSD from all of that fur. But yeah, basically everywhere you see out here where there is some scaffolding is where we are going to be building a build today. So we're going to be building a dog house up there for all the dogs in our house. We've got a couple of houses here and there for cats to live in. And then that corner house right there, our fourth build, is going to be both a house and a bank for our head cat of economics, our secretary of economics, I guess, Catsby. So I think he's really going to enjoy it. I really enjoyed planning that build. So let's just go ahead and get into it, shall we? First and foremost, I wanted to build a house for the mini dogs that live with us. Though our village's population primarily consists of cats, I want us to provide refuge for any animals in need, like these doggos. Dinah, the Meowncil secretary of defense, has volunteered to train these dogs up to become protectors of the Meowncil, and therefore this house will be known as the Watchdog Barracks. Inside, I've just got a little bit of furniture to keep the dogs comfortable, including these cute food bowls that I made from custom player heads and armor stand trickery, and this table for card games. Apparently, dogs like poker or something? I don't really know. And before I move on to the next build, I want to name some of these guys. So a couple episodes ago, I asked for some names, and my good friend Elixia gave me some suggestions. First, we have Gwen. We've got Flower. This is a name that I've never heard before, but it seems really cool. It's spelt like this, but it's pronounced Neve. Then we got Sin. We've got Egwin. And for this red guy over here, we're going to name you Lobster. But yeah, that's only 6 names for the time being, but I need some more from you guys because eventually I want to have 16 doggos, one with each different colored collar. But yeah, they all need names, so you know what to do. Get down in that comment section and leave some suggestions. Next up, I built the first of 2 residence buildings in Catsby's bank. For those who don't know, Catsby is the Meowncil's Secretary of Finances, and as such, I had to adorn his house with a fancy gold sign. He says that we should flaunt our wealth, but I don't really know if he understands just how abundant gold is in the Nether. Regardless, inside I made sure to give Catsby a distinguished lobby with a seating area, a fancy desk for meetings, and some signs displaying his most cherished and expensive possessions. Oh yeah, and over here, this will eventually be a stairwell which will go down into the basement and serve as an entrance to our piglin bartering farm, because I want to set that up in the future, get us a lot of goods, and have a use for all the gold that we've been getting in the Nether. However, I don't really have the willingness to do that in today's episode, the patience to do all the redstone, so that's going to be saved for a future episode. Inside the first residential house, I kept things simple. There's a bookshelf containing the entire Warriors Cat series, a fun cat tower for the kitties to play on, and upstairs sits an extremely comfy looking bed. Not real, of course, because, you know, can't be having that in the Nether. Lastly, I built one more single story house that doubles as an art studio. Since so many members of the Meowncil are named after artists in our community, I put an easel and a bunch of paint buckets in a corner to recognize all the amazing art we've received over the years. There's also a little kitchen space and breakfast table, and in the neighboring room is a bed surrounded by paintings and cute banner patterns. Yeah, I'm thinking about actually going over to the older buildings from episode 2 and changing out the oak on the roofs for this warped wood design. I don't know, it might look a little too busy, but I think I definitely prefer it over the oak design, so I'm gonna go do that real quick. But there we go, you guys. 4 brand new houses in the Nether Oasis village. I'm loving it. Everything is starting to feel a bit more full, and we've got more houses for kitties to hang out in. Of course, we still need to build a lot more to house all of these guys over here, but you know, it's coming along. But next, I want to work on some exterior decorations around here, especially some Nether plant life, starting with some more Nether trees. As you can see, I started that one over there, but I never really finished it, so I probably need to get on that. But instead of doing a time lapse for this one, I am just going to once again pull a Good Times with Scar and twirl this thing into existence. And here it is, you. Oh, I might have twirled a little too hard. That's a lot of trees. Oh no. But yeah, guys, I've gone crazy putting trees everywhere. A bunch of what are these called? These Nether warped roots. Just making everything look a bit more natural, a bit more lived in, and I really like it. Some of these trees are a bit too round for my liking. They're a bit like bulbous, is that a word to describe them? As compared to like the first couple, which are a bit more like flowy and like they kind of look like willow trees. But you know what? This is the Nether. They don't have to conform to normal tree shapes. They can be wonky and weird, and so yeah, I think that's fine. Also, in front of a couple houses like that one over there and even the doghouse up there, I have got some flower beds with some soul soil as the dirt, and then we've got a lot of mushrooms sitting around and even some of these twisted vines with flower pots on top, because I thought the flower pots looks like, I don't know, buds or flowers even. Like, I don't know, it just added a bit more contrast to the blue and just really, you know, made it look original. And last but not least, I've got these cute little guys, these little baby ghasts coming to adventure our new Nether Oasis village. I really like them. These guys, if y'all don't know, are from Minecraft Dungeons. I found these custom heads on the Minecraft Heads website, and I thought they were so cute, so I decided to add them in to add a bit more life and creature diversity in the area. But now that all of this plant life has been added into the area, I want to add a couple other structures, including this centerpiece right here, which is going to be a lava fountain. I just realized that if I want to build this fountain right there, I'm going to need a bit more room, because as you can see, there's a little bit of a drop off there. So I'm terraforming the front of my house a little bit, so that way we got enough room for this. Perfect. And then I just got to bone meal some of this netherrack to replace the nylium. And now to get started on the fountain itself. Now I must admit I am using a post from an Instagram user named 𝗙𝗢𝗘𝗦𝗓 just as inspiration for the shape of this build, but I am changing up the block palette a little bit to fit the nether surroundings. But if y'all want to go see 𝗙𝗢𝗘𝗦𝗓's original post, I will leave it linked in the description below. Real quick, let me just hop down and see the shape of this thing. Oh yeah, I'm liking it. And then I actually want to replace some of the blocks with deep slate so I can make a little bit of a gradient, making the top of the fountain look a bit lighter, but then the bottom a bit darker, almost as if the lava that's been sitting in the bottom of the fountain has kind of scorched the sides of the stone a little bit, make it look a little burnt. Gradient done, now time for some lava. Okay, let's be careful and quick about this. Okay, is it gonna flow properly? Oh yeah, that looks good. Then we're gonna put some just in the base of the fountain to make it look a bit more even. And as a final touch, there's a little bit in the middle here, without lava. And I just want to replace some of these spots with some nylium and put some plants in here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's alright. And then just some final touches on the outside. Boop, 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 boop. And then let's step back and take a look at the final product. Yeah, I like this. Oh, by the way, I realized I haven't shown y'all yet. While I was working on the trees earlier, 𝗓𝗓 on the server stopped by and gave me a little present. This 28 stacked totems? I don't know how he did this. This is like illegal Minecrafting right here, but I kind of want to play with it and test it out. He said that I can't pick it up to move it. I can only hold shift and click it to move it properly. But I want to know if these break. Will it break all of them, or will it just break one and the rest will continue to stack? So I'm going to use the fountain to test this. Perfect time to test it. This hurts. Okay. Let's get out. Maybe it'll knock out our last heart. Come on, I want to see. It does stay in a stack. Oh. 𝗓𝗓, what are you doing? You're breaking the game. How is this possible? Next up, I want to do some lampposts around the area just to light things up and make it feel like we're a bit more built up in this area. I made a design that I quite like. I'm not sure how it's going to look in the nether, but yeah, let's see. And yeah, I kind of like it. In my creative world, I did have it to where I had banners decorating the sides of these. But I have a cool banner design that I want to use, but it uses a creeper head, and I don't have the time in this episode to go hunt for a creeper head, so we'll do that in a future episode. But yeah, I like it. It's simple, super easy to build, so I think I'm just going to throw a few more alongside the sidewalk. Bam! 1, 2, 3. Wait, no, I already counted that one. I lost count of how many lampposts there are, but there's a bunch of lampposts now. I even added in some blank banners just to show where future banners will be in the future. And then also, since I used cauldrons as a base to these things, I realized I could fill them with lava and give out just a little bit more light, which it does look a little weird that there's more light coming from the bottom than there are the actual lanterns. But I don't know, it makes it kind of look a little spooky because it's underlit and stuff like that. So I kind of like that. And then the last thing I want to build in today's episode before our Meowncil meeting is a little market stall right here. Because I liked this area, I thought it was a nice space for something small, but it's a little too small for another house. And I didn't really know what else to put here, but then I was like, oh, a market stall, because we have a place for the cats to go get some fish, but maybe this can sell like milk, almost like the cat equivalent of a smoothie stand. And yes, I know milk technically isn't very healthy for cats, but hey, this is Minecraft, this is a fictional world, we can make the rules however we want. If Puss in Boots can drink milk in his movie, then my cats can drink milk in Minecraft. Ta-da! The milk bar. Milk for sale, 1 chin scratch, 4 bucket. And this is our little milk vendor right here, ready for customers. I love using these campfires as little benches. I don't know why, it's so cute. But he's got his like kits back here in the back. I don't really know how you make milk, but he's working away. And that's a plush cow. I promise. But as you can see, there is a bunch of item frames lying about here. So I am going to head back into the overworld towards spawn and see if I can get some milk from some cows. Alrighty, who's got some cows I can get some milk from? How about the ranch? I've got a good feeling that they've got some cows at the ranch. I can't find a single cow at the ranch. They only have horses and this dude over here, just chilling on some chickens. Gosh, 0 out of 10, would not ranch again. Ray and Nettie have some mushrooms. Can you milk mushrooms? You can. 10 years I've been playing this game, and I'm just now finding out you can milk mushrooms. And before I head back into the nether, where I'll probably be for a while, I want to check out Creeper's redstone shop and see if I can find some materials for the piglin bartering thing I'm making next episode. What to buy? There's just so many options. No, first the monsters and now this. This isn't supposed to be in this world. I thought... Oh gosh. I need to go warn the others.
𝗧𝗥. As you all know, this hive-minded organism was found in the deepest and darkest caves in our world. We know little about this parasite except for the fact of its intent on destroying all life, and that it surfaced after some of our less successful experiments produced a bunch of earthquakes in Minecraft. Shimmerite, the magical space mineral brought to Minecraft by the alien species. The shimmers contains immense amounts of energy in one shard. Think of it like a battery that can heal things and exponentially speed up an organism's ability to evolve and adapt. We know the monsters currently hunting us were created when Shimmerite reacted with 𝗧𝗥, causing it to grow more powerful and create dozens of predatory creatures. We managed to escape Minecraft just before its destruction, thanks to the brave souls who sacrificed their lives to close the portal between worlds. However, one question remains. If the portal was closed, how come Camden was still attacked by a monster in the mines?
Speak of the devil.
Camden, thank goodness you're here. We weren't sure you'd make it.
Sorry guys, I was running errands at the shopping district, but then I found something that's really bad.
But how?
Is it the cat killers again?
I'm sure whatever you found will be intriguing to hear, Camden, but would you be so kind as to wait until after my presentation that you so rudely interrupted?
Schrödinger. Don't mind him, Camden. Please, tell us what you found.
Okay, well, basically what happened is I stopped by Creeper's redstone shop, and while looking for hoppers and such, I found he was selling 𝗧𝗥 sensors.
What?
How is that possible?
Nation?
Wait, did it look crystallized?
You mean like how it looked after it reacted with Shimmerite? No, it was more slimy and cold looking, like how we first found it.
Good. That must mean what you found is native to this world and shouldn't have derived from the same mutated skull colony of our world.
Hold up. You said that creeper fella was selling it? That's gotta mean he's cultivating it somewhere. Like on a twisted farm of sorts.
Maybe? I'm not sure.
Maybe he's working with the cat killers. I bet they're the ones who created and sent that monster after.
Nonsense. Had you guys let me complete my presentation, you'd have heard my theory that the monster Cam encountered in the mines is in fact from mine cats. The Shimmerite I received from the beast's rubble contained engravings on them, runes I've only ever seen before in text about the Shimmers.
Well, we shouldn't rule out the cat killers' involvement. Why don't I send the watchdogs out to spy on them and figure out where and why they're collecting the skulk?
I like that idea. Once we figure out the location of the deep dark, we could destroy all the skulk and make sure there's no chance of it, destroying the whole world again.
What? Don't destroy it. Once we find the deep dark, we should collect samples of the skulk for research. If I can get my paws on some, I might be able to find its weakness.
What? No, we can't risk having skulk so close to the Chimmerite. If it reacts again,
It won't. I promise. In the meantime, I'll read up on the runes in Jelly's old journals. Maybe they could help us control the magic coming from the Chimmerite.
Lynx, please, tell this cat that he's being crazy.
I don't know, Cam. He does have a point.
Are you serious?
However, the Meowncil is a democracy, so we should approach this decision as such. Let's take a vote. Catsby?
I'm going to have to back Schrödinger on this. Think of how expensive demolishing costs would be. And there's no way my gold is going to finance such an endeavor.
Tiger?
I think Schrödinger's got a point. Best way to deal with a weed like this one's to dig it up from the roots, and we can't do that without doing our research.
And Dinah?
I'm going to have to vote with Schrödinger too.
It's decided then. Dinah will send out the watchdogs, Schrödinger will continue researching the runes, and Camden, you'll be in charge of retrieving the skulk samples for Schrödinger's experiments. Sound like a plan?
Yes,
ma'am.
I guess.
In that case, I think this is a good time to conclude today's meeting. Thank you all for coming, and good luck with everything.
Oh, I'll collect Schrödinger his samples, but I'm ending this whether they want me to or not. Well, there you have it, you guys. That is going to be all for today's episode of the Hydra SMP. We have done a lot today, and we still have a lot more to do, especially with this whole skulk situation coming out of nowhere. I thought that the skulk was left behind in Minecats, but I guess not. We're gonna have to suck it up and face our fears, face our past, whether we like it or not. I need to find a way of getting rid of it without the rest of the Meowncil getting mad at me. But before I go, you guys, we need to do what we always do at the end of our videos, and that is add somebody new to the Meowncil. For anybody who is unaware of this tradition, at the end of all my videos, I like to name a cat in my Minecraft world after somebody who has drawn fan art for me or left a nice comment or just, been a great part of our community here on YouTube and even on Discord and other social media platforms. And today I'm actually adding somebody again that I've added before in the past, but I'm adding them again because one, they've changed their username since the last time I added them, and also because they have drawn loads of fan art for me. They actually hold the record for the person who's drawn the most fan art for me. I don't even know how much it is. I just know like half my fan art folder is art from them. And so today, you guys, we are adding Samming with Sammy. And I mean, just take a look at all this art that they've drawn for me. It's just so much, and all of it looks amazing. Some of it is of my OC ice shard, like the cat ice shard. Some of it is of me in my human persona, and they all look great, no matter what OC or persona that they're interpreting in their style. It just looks so good. They're all so pretty, and I actually use them a lot over on my VODs channel as thumbnail art, just because it's so pretty to look at, and I love it so much. So thank you, Sammy, once again. I know I've thanked you a bunch for your art, but thank you again for all that you do for the channel and the community, and all your wonderful creations. Oh, and of course, Sammy, I had to put you inside of the art house because I mean, you're the artist. You're the one that holds the record, so there you go. But now, you guys, that's officially going to do it for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Sorry it's taken so long for this episode to come out, between making that giant cat statue back behind me over there, and building all these new buildings, and working on writing the roleplay scripts and stuff like that. I've just been so busy. So I apologize for the long gap in between episodes. But I appreciate y'all for sticking around and watching through the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, share if you liked it, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And also, there's a Hydra SMP Discord that started up, so I'll leave a link to that in the description if y'all want to go check it out too. But until the next one, everybody, this has been 𝗓𝗏𝗏, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye! 𝗓𝗏𝗏 is meowed.